We get visitors who ask us, like, oh, the monitor lizards are fighting, shouldn't you help? Then I'm like, which one do I help? Hi, my name is Shu Fen. I'm from Sungei Buloh Wetland Reserve. I've been working here for 3 years, but actually I've known Sungei Buloh for probably more than 10 years since I was a student. I think my first trip here was a school trip in primary or secondary school. I think the nice thing when I came here to work 3 years ago was I like it that it didn't look very changed, which is the mangrove boardwalk area and this main bridge. So my first day here, I was supposed to come here to check on this particular height camera. There's a camera on top, and then while I was checking, I heard these calls, right? The otters were swimming out of the river. So there was a family here to greet me, so I felt really excited, like, this is a great start! Because this is like a mangrove ecosystem, so you see the smooth-coated otters. You also see the crocodiles over here, the estuarine crocodile. And monitor lizards are like the mascot. The moment you step into the reserve, during the migratory season, you can see the water birds. And they came all the way here from as far as like Russia, China, the whole Southeast Asia before they reach Singapore. The migratory water birds, year after year, if they can survive the long journey, they will come to the same spot. It's like a Chinese New Year, that same group of varieties will come to your house. The first batch starts reaching here in like September, October, and then the numbers will peak for Singapore in around November to December. Then they will really hang around here, feed, grow strong. And by January, February, you start seeing some of them change their colour, some of them plump up, and you feel like, oh, really good, because our worms are feeding them really well. Then in March, like now this month, you'll start to see the numbers drop because some of them have started to go back. Yeah, and then in April they go back. Their breeding site can be in China, can be in Russia. When they reach there, it takes them a couple of months. In a short span of a couple of months, they must find a girlfriend or a boyfriend that's willing to mate with them, have little chicks, hatch the chicks, make sure the chicks hatch out. And when it's summer over there, it's covered with insects in the sky. You just open your mouth, it's like an open buffet. Eat, grow strong enough, and fly down. We have the regulars and the special, seasonal special, right? So regular means all throughout the years, right? 2/3 of the bird species, they are like resident. So when you come here, you can see that you can hear the kingfisher first, and you will see the egrets, you see the herons. Then the seasonal special comes in like September and October onwards. You start to see interesting birds like the red shanks. We call them sexy red legs because from far, even though they're all camouflage and brown, they have this red color legs that's easy to spot. And then you start to see another bird that's much bigger with this very iconic beak that comes out of the curve. You see them typically for water birds because all the beaks are adapted to probe in the mud. Beak for crabs, prawns, worms, and that one is a whimbrel, much larger bird, so it's easier to see. The fun thing about working in the reserve is at the beginning when the nature reserve was first established, the science and monitoring part was quite a key part. So they started ringing these birds since like 20 over years ago. So some of the birds that come back, they have a metal ring on their feet, and then sometimes when you look at the reserve, you can see some of them with a green over white flag. So these are birds that were actually tagged in Singapore in Sungei Buloh Wetland Reserve. And year after year, if they successfully come back, you'll see them with this green over white flag. So people ask me the typical first question, do you even get to work every day? Then I start to tell them that, oh, yes, initially I also thought that it's quite far off. But the nearest MRT station is Kranji MRT. There are buses that bring you all the way to the wetland centre. Every time I come to work, I felt like on a vacation because it's a totally different scenery. You get to see the sea, you get to see the coast. That's what I hope people enjoy when they come here and visit. It's like you don't need a passport. You're almost there, but you don't need to chop passport since we're at the Johor streets.